Glycolic, salicylic, lactic, ascorbic. Okay, if you've ever stood in a skincare aisle, you know the feeling, right? It's like you're staring at a chemistry test you forgot to study for. There's this whole alphabet soup of acids, and it's honestly kind of overwhelming. But what if you had a simple, clear guide to decode it all? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's dive in.
It sounds a little scary, doesn't it? The idea of putting acid on your face. But here's the thing. These compounds are some of the most powerful tools we have for getting seriously healthy, glowing skin. The real key, though, is understanding how they actually work. So let's pull back the curtain and decode the science behind these amazing ingredients.
So the big concept we need to get our heads around is chemical exfoliation. Now, unlike a gritty scrub that physically scrapes away dead skin, these acids work on a totally different level, a molecular one. You can think of them as little helpers that gently dissolve the glue that holds those dull, dead skin cells together. So it's not about being harsh at all. It's about working with your skin's natural renewal cycle. As we get older, that process slows down, and these acids just give it a little nudge.
Okay, to make sense of all this, it really helps to think of these acids as belonging to different families. There are 3 main groups, and each one has its own unique personality and job to do, all based on its chemical makeup. So let's meet these 3 key players and find out what makes each of them tick.
The biggest difference between the 2 main families, AHAs and BHAs, boils down to one simple thing: solubility. AHAs are water-soluble. That means they love water and are experts at working on the surface of your skin. They're fantastic for improving texture, smoothing out fine lines, and dealing with things like sun damage. BHAs, on the other hand, are oil-soluble, and this is their superpower. It lets them cut right through the oil in your pores and exfoliate from the inside, which makes them the absolute best weapon against blackheads and acne.
And that brings us to the new kids on the block, PHAs. You can think of these as the gentle giants of the acid world. Now, technically, they're a type of AHA, but their molecules are way bigger. This means they sink into the skin much more slowly and gently, which really minimizes any potential for irritation. Plus, they have a secret weapon. They're also humectants, which means they grab onto water, helping to hydrate your skin and support its protective barrier. This makes them absolutely perfect for anyone with sensitive skin.
All right, now that we know the families, let's zoom in and get specific. We're going to build out your own personal skincare toolkit by profiling 5 of the absolute all-star acids you're most likely to see on a label. Think of each one as a specialized tool with its own unique set of skills. First up, we've got the powerhouse, glycolic acid. It comes from sugarcane, and it's the most famous AHA for a very good reason. Its big claim to fame is having the tiniest molecular size of all the AHAs. This lets it penetrate deeper and get to work faster than the others. That's what makes it so incredibly good at stimulating collagen, fading dark spots, and smoothing out fine lines. It really is the gold standard for exfoliation.
And that small size is the real secret to its power. Because it's so tiny, it can just get in there and work more efficiently than its bigger cousins. You know, a normal skin cell turnover cycle can take a month or even longer. Well, glycolic acid can hit the fast-forward button on that, revealing brighter, fresher skin way faster.
Next, we have lactic acid, which I like to call glycolic's gentler, kinder cousin. Its molecule is a bit bigger, so it doesn't go as deep, which means it's less likely to cause irritation. But here's its real party trick. It does 2 jobs at once. It exfoliates, yeah, but it's also a fantastic hydrator. In fact, it's a component of your skin's own natural moisturizing factor, or NMF. That's the stuff your skin literally makes to keep itself soft and hydrated. Pretty cool, right? Now let's talk about the one and only BHA on our all-star list, salicylic acid. Like we said, being oil-soluble is its thing. It can dive deep down into your pores and dissolve that gross mixture of oil and dead skin cells that causes breakouts in the first place. That is why it is the undisputed champion for anyone dealing with oily skin, blackheads, or acne. It basically cleans house from the inside out.
Okay, let's switch gears for a second to a slightly different type of acid, ascorbic acid. You probably know it better as vitamin C, and while it does have some mild exfoliating benefits, its main job is to be a rock-star antioxidant. It acts like a personal bodyguard for your skin cells, neutralizing damage from things like UV rays and pollution. And on top of that, it helps build collagen and tells your skin to chill out on making dark spots. It's a true superstar for brightening and anti-aging.
And finally, let's talk about one of those gentle giants, a PHA called lactobionic acid. Because its molecule is so large, it works exclusively on the surface without causing irritation. So it exfoliates very gently, but it also hydrates and helps repair your skin's barrier at the same time. This makes it a fantastic starting point for anyone who's new to acids or has really sensitive skin.
All right, so we've talked about all the amazing things these acids can do. But you know the saying, with great power comes great responsibility. Using these ingredients effectively also means using them safely. This isn't about being scared of them. It's about being smart and respecting how potent they are.
This right here is the #1 most important, absolutely non-negotiable rule. The FDA makes companies put this sunburn alert on AHA products for a very good reason. Think about it. That top layer of dead skin cells acts like a tiny, partial shield from the sun. When you exfoliate it away, you're revealing fresh, new skin that's way more vulnerable to UV damage.
And if you need the hard data, here it is. Research from the FDA found that using an AHA for just 4 weeks can increase your skin sensitivity to sunburn by about 18%. And get this, that sensitivity can stick around for a whole week even after you stop using the product. So, daily sunscreen isn't a suggestion, it is mandatory.
And you should know, this isn't the Wild West. There are safety standards out there. In the US, for example, it's generally recommended that products you buy off the shelf have an AHA concentration of 10% or less and a pH level above 3.5. This just goes to show that how a product is formulated, the concentration and the pH, is just as important as the acid itself for it to be both safe and effective. So the big question is, how do you take all of this knowledge and actually put it into practice? Let's build a really simple, safe framework for adding any of these acids into your skincare routine. These 4 steps are your recipe for success. First, start slow. I mean really slow, like only once or twice a week to let your skin get used to it. Second, always patch test a new product on a small spot first. Third, always follow up with a good moisturizer to keep your skin barrier happy and supported. And number 4, I know I sound like a broken record, but use sunscreen every single day. It's not negotiable. And finally, let's talk about mixing ingredients. Because when it comes to acids, more is definitely not better. The goal here is to avoid overwhelming your skin. A really simple rule of thumb is to separate your powerful ingredients. Use your vitamin C in the morning, it helps protect you during the day. Then use your exfoliating acid or your retinol at night, but on alternate nights. Please do not use them at the same time. So there you have it. You're not just a shopper in a confusing skincare aisle anymore. You're an informed user. You understand the families, you know the all-stars, and you know the rules of the road. You've got the knowledge to go from confused to totally confident. So the only question left is, what are you going to build for your skin?